Dave Anthony, Fox News. He landed an hour ago after leaving the G7 summit of world leaders in Canada early to deal with the Israel-Iran conflict, reacting on Air Force One to French President Macron saying that the president's working on a ceasefire.
I didn't say I was looking for a ceasefire. That was Emmanuel. Nice guy, but he doesn't get it right too often. But we're not looking. We're looking for better than a ceasefire.
The president says he's looking at more than just a ceasefire, adding he wants a real end to the fighting, a, quote, complete give-up by Iran. He warned against Iran targeting U.S. assets.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Now, the president just posted on Truth Social that he has not reached out to Iran. If they want peace talks, they know how to reach him, adding they should have taken the deal that was on the table. An earlier Trump post reiterated Iran can't have a nuclear weapon and everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran as the Israeli attacks continue.
Israeli warplanes continue to aggressively target Iran. This morning, the IDF claims to have killed Ali Shadmani, Iran's newly appointed wartime chief of staff. He was the most senior military commander closest to the Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, but he only had the job for 4 days. He was appointed after his predecessor was killed in the early stages of what Israel is now calling, or has been calling, Operation Rising Lion.
That's Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv as some more Iranian missiles got through Israel's defense.
One struck a parking lot where a bus was set on fire. We've also got reports that a residence was hit. No one was home at the time, and no one was injured.
Now, the Iranian counterattacks the past few days have killed 24 people in Israel. In Minnesota, Vance Belter went to court to face murder and other charges, accused of killing a state lawmaker and her husband over the weekend and badly wounding a state senator and his wife.
It is no exaggeration to say that his crimes are the stuff of nightmares.
That is acting U.S. Attorney Joseph Thompson. Belter could be eligible for the death penalty under the federal charges. He's also facing murder charges in state court. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Their backs are against the wall. Your radar is clear in downtown to Indianapolis. We're at 71 degrees, going up to 83 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. A 120-109 loss in Game 5 of the NBA Finals for the Indiana Pacers last night against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Tyrese Halliburton had a rough night because he's dealing with an injury.
I was not great tonight by any means, but it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can walk, then I want to play. So
Pascal Siakam had 28 points to lead the Pacers, who are down 3-2 in this best-of-7 series, Game 6 right here in Indianapolis on Thursday. Some speculation says gas prices will go up because of the war in the Middle East, but that may not be a fact. Here's Chris Davis.
The conflict between Iran and Israel probably will not affect gas prices in Indiana as much as price cycling, which happens every couple of weeks, says Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan.
Last time, I think it was $3.39 or $3.29. Prices could make that same jump up here at some point this week. But for now, that may be about as bad as it gets.
He says the price of oil jumped up about 8% last week, but it's already falling again, coming down more than 2% already. He describes the situation over there as low impact on oil at this point. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The FBI raided the home of former Shelbyville School Board Vice President David Finkel on Monday. He's facing several charges, including child exploitation. The NBA Finals have been nothing short of amazing, not only for Hoosiers, but people who love Indianapolis.
Anybody who's been in or around downtown these last few weeks for any of these games, whether it's the NBA Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, whatever the case might be, the energy is electric and people are spending money.
That's Gary Dick from Inside Indiana Business with Tony Katz on Monday. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
All right, interstates look pretty good here so far as we check out the construction zones. I-65 on the south side moving as much to speed as it can be right now from 465 up to the south split. That's both directions. Both directions under construction. Just please be safe in that construction zone today, if you would, please. And northeast side clear path construction on 465 and 69, and this is as you rebuild that interchange until the end of the year. And right now, northbound, no sweat going from East 56th Street up to I-69 and inbound 69. You're looking good, Fishers, from 106th Street to 465. Traffic sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association. Nitro's back. The IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series is lighting up the track. Grab your tickets for Columbus, July 9th through the 12th, now at IHRA.com. IHRA.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's going on?
Well, it's Tara Hastings.
Oh, sorry, Tara.
That's
I'm
okay.
in the middle of a bunch. I apologize. What's up?
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, mostly cloudy skies today. It's going to be incredibly warm and very humid. Some scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder possible today with highs near 83. Tonight, mainly cloudy, mild, and muggy, lows near 70. On Wednesday, we'll look for a partly cloudy sky. It's going to be warm and really humid. A cold front moves through late Wednesday night, reducing the chance for some showers and storms, and some of those could be on the stronger side. All severe weather modes in play. 86 Wednesday. We'll see temperatures fall to 81 on Thursday, and humidity drops a little bit, but hot and humid this weekend. Temps in the 90s.
That right there is Tara Hastings of Wish TV. We appreciate you as always, Tara. Thank you. Right now we've got 69 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Yeah, 4 points in 34 minutes is not an answer. 18 points from TJ McConnell is quite amazing. But the Pacers lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder 120-109, and whatever advantage, whatever secret sauce they had to figuring out this team does not seem to be there. The people piling on Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, that's just the cheap and easy stuff to do, but there are always cheap and easy people. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. When Jalen Williams can get 40, when Alexander can get 31, it's that is not defense. I don't know what to call that. And Obi Toppin needs to be better than 12. Matherin needs to be better than 7 points. There's just it's rough to watch when they don't do what they can. Now, as for Halliburton, 34 minutes. That is a my people would call that a bagel. 0 for 6. 0 for 4 from 3 points. That's you want them in, but you need them healthy. So this is a genuine problem for the Pacers. Count them out? No, I don't. That's ridiculous. The very idea that I would count them out, that you would count them out, that anybody would count them out is nuts. This is far from over.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
And as we all know, Senator Blutarski has 4 NBA championships, so I wouldn't doubt the man in the slightest. Oh, ugly stuff. You don't want to be in this position. Last place in the world you want to be. But here we are. You don't go to war with the army you wish you had. You go to war with the army you have. So this is the army. Got us here. Let's now go get the rest of the way. As for armies, are we about to engage a bombing run not in Israel, in Iran, taking out their nuclear facilities with these bunker busters? Well, you can't just give them to Israel. They need to be transported, and they require very, very large planes. As for the people screaming, the Trump coalition is over, and it's fractured, and we're all a bunch of neocons. Oh, God. Good Lord. I think I would prefer being called a racist to a neocon. I don't know. It's just the neocon one is just so much more boring. But what is happening? What is going on? What could be done? What should be done? What is Trump trying to do? And why did he smack down Emmanuel Macron so hard over the concept of ceasefire? I will get into that in just a few minutes. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Your roof. I mean, you got a little bit of rain coming through today. How does your roof handle the weather? How does it handle the problems coming through? Because this is a summer storm season, and you're not going to be getting on your roof each and every time a storm comes through to check for damage. You call Moss Roofing, family owned right here in central Indiana for over 30 years. Moss Roofing gives you something hard to find these days, which is peace of mind and honest work. Moss Roofing offers free inspections, a real thorough checkup of your roof, of your siding, gutters, and windows. If there's storm damage, they'll show you the photos. They'll explain everything clearly and then work with your insurance company for you. So there's no stress, no pressure, just real professionals doing the job right. So protect your home and avoid bigger problems later. Call Moss Roofing. I've used them. You're going to love them. Moss Roofing, 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
This is Gary Dick. As a Bloomington Convention Center expands, a new hotel slower to develop. At 632, brought to you by the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Labor's District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
Fostech is the family-owned business that makes incredible firearms right here in Indiana. Fostech, created by 2 career firefighters and 1 U.S. Air Force veteran. They create special, unique firearms, American craftsmanship meeting cutting-edge technology. Their Origin 12 shotgun is the envy of the industry, and all their products are designed, machined, assembled, and tested right here in Indiana. Visit Fostech to find a dealer near you, or follow Fostech on Facebook and Instagram at Fostech_Inc. Fostech, F-O-S-T-E-C-H, Fostech.com.
Grit, hard work, training, professionalism, and being ready at a moment's notice. That's what we stand for at Fire Dogs Junk Removal, because we were founded by firefighters. When it's time to clear out clutter, big or small, we've got you covered. From old furniture to hot tubs and even entire decks, our team handles it all. Call Fire Dogs Junk Removal today at 1-800-211-DOG or book online at firedogs.com. Fire Dogs Junk Removal, your local team, ready to answer the call.
Summer is here and it's time to think about cleaning your carpets, but don't even think about renting one of those DIY units at the grocery store. Hi, this is Denny Smith for Zero Res, and right now, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at just $129 and $75 off air duct cleaning. That's the perfect way to refresh your home. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet. And please don't do it yourself with DIY, dirt-attracting, carpet-soaking machines. With those machines, there's no possible way to extract all of that dirty water out of the carpet, and it'll probably leave a nice layer of mud under the carpet. At Zero Res, there's a reason they have 4,900 plus 5-star Google reviews. So just call Zero Res with their patented ZR water that cleans with no soaps, no residue, and no harsh chemicals. Just fresher carpets and cleaner air for your family. Call now, mention WIBC, get 3 rooms cleaned starting at just $129 plus $75 off the air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141 or ZeroResIndy.com.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Hendricks County looking at eastbound 70 about a mile and a half before State Road 39. We start to hit the brakes, and we do have stop-and-go traffic for a 17-minute delay. South side northbound 65, a little bit slow at Southport Road. Then again, from Raymond Street up to the South Split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
69 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:16.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Nothing has been dropped, and I'm not so sure anything will be dropped. But if you actually watched social media play out last night, you realized that you should never be on social media. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC, good morning. Good to be with you. I will tell you only this. That whole Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, there's this guy, comic Dave Smith. I am so with none of those people. I am with absolutely none of them. Based on their just, I don't know what the proper word, crybaby stance? You see, if they were just discussing, hey, if we do X, you could get Y, and is that everything we want? Why don't we discuss that? It's not that, because that would be rational. And I can accept rational. And rational could be someone saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't be dropping bombs on Iran because this ain't our fight. That is an acceptable argument. Now, it will lead to the conversation of, is this our fight? But that's neither here nor there. We'll get to it. And please, the story goes that President Trump came back early from the G7 summit in Canada. Guys, gotta go. What in the world do you have to go for? Well, throughout the day, there had been a massive movement of air support. The USS Nimitz, her carrier strike group, started heading for the Middle East. That would put 3 aircraft carriers in the area off the coast of Iran. You would have the Carl Vinson, the Nimitz, and you would have from the British Navy, the HMS Prince of Wales. 3 aircraft carriers. Then you saw that there was a tremendous amount of movement happening with Air Force tankers, for example. 32 Air Force tankers have been deployed, as has been reported, to the Middle East. You would think that doing such a thing is to be able to provide support or engage in one's own procedures, maneuvers, possibly attack. What in the world would the U.S. be attacking with? The issue here is something called the bunker buster, which I mistakenly referred to as the daisy cutter yesterday. The daisy cutter and the Moab, the mother of all bombs. That's how they referred to it. It doesn't actually stand for that. Moab stands for Massive Ordnance Air Blast. These are both weapons that detonate before they hit terra firma. And they can do a lot of damage. The issue that we are discussing is getting underground. This is what the bunker buster is all about. This is a 20-foot bomb, measures 31 inches in diameter. And it has the capacity to breach up to 200 feet. That's of earth. It can breach 60 feet of concrete before detonation. Bunker buster. Now you understand why that's the case. The bunker buster is what the Israelis want utilized on a site called Fordo, F-O-R-D-O-W, sometimes spelled F-O-R-D-O. This is a nuclear site that is built into a mountain. This is very much Top Gun Maverick. It's an underground uranium enrichment facility. It is the former base of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Allegedly, well, I shouldn't say allegedly, it is under the control of what they call the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. So you've got Natanz, which people have known about. This one, far less. I think this is new for a whole bunch of people. I don't know when this site was last checked by the IAEA, which is the International Atomic Energy Agency. But I wouldn't trust anything they say anyway. Would not trust a single thing. Is Iran trying to develop a nuclear weapon? This goes to a conversation of, well, isn't this what we've heard for the last 20 years? And everybody would say, they keep saying this, they keep saying it, use it to engage fear, and then we get involved in war. I put forth to you that Iran has been involved in trying to gain a nuclear weapon over the last 20 years. And as a world, we haven't done enough to stop it cold. We have done small things, we have done large things, but not the things. I don't believe this is a product of fear-mongering. I believe this is a product of us as free and thinking people not being rational and delivering decisive blows when we could have 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, and stopping them. Well, they're an independent and free country. They are supporters of terrorism. Are we all nuts? And this is where we come back to the people of the Tucker Candace, et cetera group. We're just engaged in a forever war. I put forth to you that Iran has been involved in a 20-year war with us, trying to build a nuclear weapon and utilizing terrorism. How in the world is it seen differently? This is just warmongering? That's it? Oh, I don't trust the assessment. I trust Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence. I would have trusted Tulsi Gabbard. Then she went on an apology tour for World War II and dropping bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I said, okay, she is what I thought she was. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. I was wrong. This is what she did. And the fears that people had of her not providing full intelligence assessments, well, I think that fear is now well-founded. And I'm one of the people who will be watching whether or not something does go forward with a bombing raid on Iran, whether or not Tulsi Gabbard stays in the position or leaves. But go back. My argument is we've never once actually dealt with this problem. Does that mean we should be dropping the bunker buster? The bunker buster would have to be dropped by the United States. It could be sometimes it's the GBU, I think it's the 57. It's known as a massive ordnance penetrator or a MOP. MOP. To drop this bomb, it would have to be dropped by the United States because it needs to be carried by something that can actually carry it. That's the B-2 spirit. As far as I know, Israel doesn't have the type of plane that could drop this thing. They don't have it. So we would have to drop it. The question is, will we? This brings us to Donald Trump and what was said by Emmanuel Macron. Macron said that Donald Trump is heading back to D.C. so he can work on a ceasefire. That isn't what he said.
Mr. President, you've always said that you don't believe Iran should be able to have a nuclear weapon, but how close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having.
I don't care what Tulsi Gabbard said. I think they were very close. And when Macron said he was going back to D.C. to negotiate a ceasefire, Trump said, wrong. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is much bigger than that. Publicity-seeking President Emmanuel Macron of France mistakenly said I left the G7 summit in Canada to go back to D.C. to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Wrong. He has no idea why I'm now on my way to Washington, but it certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire. Much bigger than that. Whether purposely or not, Emmanuel always gets it wrong. Stay tuned. No bombs have dropped yet from the United States, so we will stay tuned. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Looking at eastbound 70 in Hendricks County, the right lane is blocked at State Road 39. That's causing a delay of about 1.5 miles back to Hazelwood. And right now that delay is 26 minutes. Looking at the southwest side, southbound 465 slows at Man Road. Northbound 65 south side slow from Edgewood Avenue up to 465, and we start to grind again after Keystone Avenue up to the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Film director John Waters says the movie business is over.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
You feeling warm? You should talk to Masters Heating and Cooling. Masters Heating and Cooling. I have worked with Masters Heating and Cooling for years. David, the general manager in that team, they have provided me service. They've replaced parts of my system, and my house is nice and chilly and wonderful. You need to speak to them if it's time for a new system or just time to get your system serviced. If you feel that it's not keeping up with the warmer weather coming, dealing with the humidity, talk to Masters Heating and Cooling today. Talk to them about any deals they've got going on their new AC systems. And yes, of course, Masters offers flexible financing options, which is very, very helpful. And they have 24-hour emergency services because the air doesn't, just go out during the daytime hours. Usually it's a weekend or late at night or a holiday, and Masters will be right there for you. Call Masters Heating and Cooling today. 317-567-9505. Write it down. 317-567-9505. Masters Heating and Cooling. 567-9505 or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
Stop putting screens on your gutters. If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and you're cleaning the screens. And those screens will need to be replaced. They just don't last. Pat Sullivan here. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and business, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And this is a great time of year to call Gutter Helmet of Central Indiana, because right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET to schedule a free estimate. 15% off is good through the end of June. Restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Managing the crisis in the Middle East. It's not raining in downtown Indianapolis, but there are scattered showers on radar in Indy. 71 degrees. Your high today, 83. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30.
I didn't say I was looking for a ceasefire. That was Emmanuel. Nice guy, but he doesn't get it right too often. But we're not looking. We're looking for better than a ceasefire.
That's President Trump leaving the G7 summit early Monday as Israel and Iran continue to trade strikes.
The president says he'll be going to the Situation Room early this morning. The president brushing off what he says was a claim by French President Emmanuel Macron that he was cutting his G7 trip short because he wanted a ceasefire. The president says he's looking at more than just a ceasefire, adding he wants a real end to the fighting, a, quote, complete give-up by Iran.
And that's Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. Last night in Minnesota,
Brooklyn Park and Champlain community members had an opportunity to let their guards down. With music to help them get centered, the communities began to process the sudden killing of Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman and her husband, as well as the attempted killing of State Senator John Hoffman and his wife.
That's Fox 9. Minnesota's Babs Santos at a vigil. The man who shot those people, or who police say shot those people, appeared in court Monday and was charged with murder and stalking. He could face life in prison or the death penalty. America's longest-running TV evangelist is in bad shape this morning following a cardiac episode.
Jimmy Swaggart's son says only a miracle can save his father. Swaggart, pastor of the Family Worship Center in Baton Rouge and founder of Jimmy Swaggart Ministries, has been preaching full-time since 1955. In 1987, scandal hit after he was linked to a prostitute he met in a seedy motel, leading to a famous "I have sinned" speech in which he didn't specifically address the incident. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Bloomington's visitor market is soon to be transformed by a major expansion of the county's convention center. Officials broke ground on the $52 million project earlier this month, and it is planned to open in 2027. But a companion hotel project has been slower to get going. Officials seeking to build an approximately 220-room hotel just across from the new meeting space on South College Street. Dora Hospitality President Vince Dora.
It's going to be some sort of public-private partnership. What that looks like at this point, that's part of what is causing the delay, because everyone wants to know the exact dollars.
AutoCam Medical, a medical device manufacturer headquartered in Michigan, has announced plans to invest $70 million to build and equip a new manufacturing facility in Warsaw. That new plant expected to create about 300 jobs as the company expands its presence in the orthopedics capital of the world. The Toyota Motor Manufacturing Indiana plant in Princeton has produced more than 6 million vehicles since the first one rolled off the assembly line in 1998. Now the plant has hit a new milestone, 1 million hybrid vehicles produced. The automaker hit that milestone earlier this month with the completion of a 2025 Toyota Sienna Platinum, a minivan that has been assembled at the Princeton plant since 2003. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care, and deliveries keep moving. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar. Because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
With the aim of reshaping the city's western gateway and improving the experience for millions of annual visitors, the city of Elkhart has officially unveiled an $8 million streetscape project just off the Indiana Toll Road. City officials described the project as a long-term investment in Elkhart's infrastructure and identity. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
Yeah, watch out for the fog today. We do have reports of dense fog across the WIBC listening area, so be careful with that. Also looking at the southwest side and westbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from Man Road up to Kentucky Avenue because of construction. The right lane is closed. Eastbound 70, the right lane is closed at State Road 39. That is because of construction. Traffic is backed up to Hazelwood for a couple of miles and a delay time right now of 24 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with a purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
69 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. We check on sports, and it's just not what you wanted.
Tony, good morning. Not what the Pacers wanted, but it's what the Thunder wanted for sure.
He's not 100%. It's pretty clear, but I don't think he's going to miss the next game.
That's Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle talking Monday after a 120-109 loss in Game 5 of the NBA Finals and giving an update on guard Tyrese Halliburton's health.
He insisted on playing, and I thought he made a lot of really good things happen in the second half, but he's not 100%. There's a lot of guys in this series that aren't.
And the team says Halliburton aggravated a leg injury in the first quarter.
I've worked my whole life to be here, and I want to be out there to compete, help my teammates any way I can. I was not great tonight by any means, but, it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can, walk, then I want to play.
Halliburton had 4 points in 34 minutes. Game 6 here in Indianapolis on Thursday. The Pacers are down 3-2. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Integrity, responsibility, humility.
Commitment, discipline, grit.
Leadership, resilience, dependability.
This is what it takes to be a high school student athlete. It's also what it takes to be a high school sports fan. Plus,
loyalty, sportsmanship, respect.
Support, encouragement, being a positive role model.
Buying a ticket, showing up, cheering loud and proud.
I'm Robert Falkins, Assistant Commissioner of the IHSAA, and these student athletes need your support in the stands.
I'm Sawyer Tittman from Fort Wayne Snyder High School.
I'm Allie Ward from Boonville High School.
I'm Owen Fouts from Yorktown High School.
It means a lot when we have fans at our games to cheer us on.
It helps us dig even deeper and do our very best.
It takes all of us to represent our school and community with pride.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is supporting your student athletes. This is showing up for your team. This is your IHSAA.
Buying a diamond has changed. There are mined and lab-grown diamonds. Pierce Jewelers carries both. Pierce can educate you and save your hard-earned money. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
Well, I mean, if you're going to play Bill Withers, I guess got to wait it out.
Wonder this time where she's gone. wonder if she's gonna stay.
God, it's so good.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I assume by now everybody's aware of the scam. If you ask me, Tony, what scam are you referring to? Matt Barrett doesn't actually know what the traffic is. He's guessing. He has no apps open. He doesn't talk to anybody. He's just saying streets and hoping he gets it right. No, wait. He seriously? Okay, no. I take that back. He's on the up and up. The scam is when you get the text on your iPhone that says you have not paid some toll to the DMV. I don't know if you've seen these things. They're everywhere. You have you went through a toll. You went over a bridge. And there's a tunnel. I don't know. There's a bridge and a tunnel, something else, and you owe like $9 or $18 or whatever it is. You have to go to this site, and it says Easy Pass, but of course it's not Easy Pass, and you can get absolutely messed up because what they're doing is they're not trying to collect the money. They're trying to get into your phone. This is according to the FBI. And then they go in, steal information, collect your payment information. From there, they start stealing all your stuff. And it looks really official. And when we first got there, we're like, what? And that, were we in Florida? Did we do this? Did we do that? I am to the point where I now just delete every text message I got. And eventually my mother calls me and is like, why don't you respond anymore? I'm like, I don't know if this is phishing. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you're really my mom. And she's like, I was there. And I said, I can't prove that because I don't really remember. I was very young at the time. If you get these, and especially if you have older parents or older grandparents, check their phone, make sure they've never done it. Because when that moment comes and people are stealing your identity and charging things to your card and charging things to your bank, it wasn't a massive hassle. It was enough to really, I take that back. It bothered me tremendously having to go through this over the last month. And I only hope I got it right. Oh, we offer you free credit monitoring. All of a sudden I'm getting bills. Ooh, there's a lot of real anger there. And it's just a pain in the butt. So don't fall for the scam. The story is up at TonyKatz.com. If you haven't seen it already, you should go over there, check things out, and be a supporter. If you would like, Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This has been startling, the way this team that's been so good in these situations has just completely collapsed.
But give them credit. They kept attacking, and their defense was great down the stretch.
You learn from the good, learn from the bad.
When we haven't done things well, we're able to correct it.
There's just stuff that we need to clean up, obviously.
It's back to Oklahoma City for Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Tonight, starting at 8 on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
What happens when one of these storms comes and knocks the power right out of your house? What happens when winter is here and there's so much ice on the power line that it snaps? And again, no power. What happens when the grid just goes down because, well, grids, they go down? You need to talk to Generator Supercenter today. You need to talk to Generator Supercenter and get your free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home. Generator Supercenter is the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. Give yourself peace of mind by calling now for a free estimate. You're not worried about being on hold with the power company, wondering when the power is going to be out. You don't have to worry about your home while you're away. While you're out, your Generac automatic standby generator is going to click back on in seconds. Stop by the showroom right there, 96th and 69, and get a free estimate. Let them come out and show you how a Generac automatic standby generator is going to lay out for your home, and financing is available with low monthly payments. Talk to Generator Supercenter today. 317-827-0808 and tell them that Tony Katz sent you. 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter. 827-0808.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Hendricks County, the construction lifted at State Road 39, still jammed up around Hazelwood, but the front of the line has cleared out, and you will too here before too long. South side westbound 465, stop and go traffic after the White River up to Kentucky Avenue because of construction. South side northbound 65, stop and go traffic from 465 up to the South Split because of construction. And northbound 465 on the southeast side, that is slow from 74 up to Brookville Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
70 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. We really should plan for retirement like we plan a summer vacation, check to make sure we packed everything, triple check and double check, right? But we don't have time to sift through all the details to monitor the markets 24/7. I get it, I'm there. This is why I use Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors. I feel secure about my financial future, knowing Trajan is managing this part of my life. It's over there. I don't have to worry about. Call and learn about their money-saving, money-protecting strategies, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first appointment is free. A Trajan retirement portfolio is designed for you and you only, totally customized to your dreams and timeline. You'll have a partner in money management. You'll have somebody watching your back. Call today and learn more, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Only 2 months to go. Get ready for a day of golf, good times, and giving back at this year's golf outing powered by Franciscan Health, Thursday, August 7th at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin. Grab your spot now at 1075thefan.com.
Trump wants the blue cities All right, I admit at first blush it could sound kind of weird that President Trump is saying that when it comes to these deportation raids, blue cities first. In order to achieve the goal, quote, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. That is why I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great and patriotic law enforcement officers to focus on our crime-ridden and deadly inner cities and those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland. Good. I have a theory here. I was going to say good Lord, but allow me to dig in. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I want the removal of illegal immigrants, people who have broken the law, wherever they may be, heartland or otherwise. But I think it would make sense that you would start in the places where it is most densely occurring and in those places where the law breaking is encouraged, supported, and the lawbreaker is protected. That would make sense. I mean, if you got to start somewhere, start somewhere. Absolutely fine with this. As a matter of fact, I think it's weird that maybe other people aren't. What I don't like is President Trump saying, you know what, we're not going to go after hospitality and we're not going to go after those kinds of things because, and the farms, because those guys need the workers. You're telling me they're hiring illegal immigrants and we're just going to let that slide? No, Mr. President. That is not going to work. We don't hire illegal immigrants. We've got rules. And those rules have to be followed. So it's not that I want to not look in these places over here. It's that if you got to start somewhere, start in L.A. and Chicago and New York. Start in Indianapolis. Start in Indianapolis. It's fine by me. All right, we're not a sanctuary city, true. But we also have a prosecutor who doesn't prosecute. So I wonder if any of these things are happening, by default. This brings us to an editorial that is out of the IBJ. The editorial says that Joe Hoget should resign. Now, they say it a little bit nicer than that. God bless their heart. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's been nearly a year since the Indianapolis Star first reported that multiple women had made sexual harassment allegations against Thomas Cook while he was serving as Mayor Joe Hoget's chief of staff or when he was running Hoget's campaign. And they go through all of the what's being the investigations and everything else, and they write, and yet more than 11 months later, the controversy is such a distraction for the mayor's office that it canceled a press conference Tuesday related to homelessness, one of the biggest issues facing the city. They wrote this at the end of last week. That's when we decided it was time to join 3 city county councilors, each from a different party. You've got a Republican, you've got a Democrat, and you've got a communist. True story. In calling for Hoget to step down. We don't make that recommendation lightly, says the IBJ. Quote, but the city needs a leader who doesn't have to cancel events in order to keep the focus on important public policy. Those were the words his office used in its notification canceling the event. Yes. The call for resignation. I will say good on the IBJ for making this statement, and a statement that one could argue could be made earlier, but very often when people get to the party, I don't chastise them for being late. I say, glad you're here. Why isn't this the story of the civic leaders? Why isn't this the story of the women of Indianapolis? The women-led businesses, the women-led organizations. How can you let this go by? The only thing I have been able to determine is that feminism is dead in Indianapolis if it ever existed. And if it ever existed, it existed in the most fraudulent way, which is utilized against people on the political right when they weren't being nice enough. The women who lead the civic organizations, the women who lead the business community, I please don't ever share your feminism with us again. But the very least you could do is recognize that from just a rational point of view, Joe Hogset's not good for the city. He's toxic. He was toxic in what he did to the Keystone Group in the 11. He was toxic when these issues first came up. He was toxic when he refused to answer questions a year plus ago, 2 years ago, 3 years. Of course he should resign. Now we need more people saying it. Matt Bear has traffic.
All right, northbound 65 stop and go traffic, Southport Road up to the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with a purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Applied Innovation customer Alicia Staley, office manager for McEnany Roofing, has reduced dependency on paper with a document management solution from Applied Innovation.
So it makes looking for documents pretty much effortless.
With this paperless solution and improved workflow, you recommend Applied Innovation?
Oh yes, I like to talk to a lot of different people. I'm the social butterfly, so as much as I can spread how wonderful they are, I definitely do. And I've never had such prompt customer service and care like this with any other company.
Your slogan, innovative solution since 1985, is perfect for your Applied Innovation partnership.
There's a lot of benefits. I have to say, number one, definitely a great partnership. Two, financial wise, we have saved a lot of money by signing up with Applied Innovation.
Start your partnership and save money. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Are you dealing with foot, knee, hip, or back pain? Well, it sounds like you could use a spring in your step. Hi, this is Phoebe with the Good Feet store, and I've got just the thing to help you spring forward into comfort. Good Feet's unique, patented 3-step arch support system is designed to reduce pressure on your joints to keep you feeling energized all day long, even when you're running on an hour's less sleep. With less pressure on your joints, you'll also experience less pain and discomfort too. When you visit the Good Feet store, we'll take time with you to figure out what you need on your free personalized fitting. You can also take all the time you need to walk in-store to feel the Good Feet difference personalized for your feet, your shoes, and your lifestyle. Most of our customers say they feel relief immediately, and you can too. Make your appointment today at goodfeet.com. Don't just live with the pain. Discover your options and spring into comfort at the Good Feet store. Come in today for your free personalized fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Visit goodfeet.com to find the location nearest to you.
Why do so many basement companies want half the money up front? Could it be because it's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they don't ask for a deposit until the job is done and you're completely satisfied. They even start with a free inspection to ensure you know exactly what your home needs without the guesswork. With over 35 years experience, they've proven that trust is built on results, not deposits. Michaelis, building trust beneath your feet. Visit michaeliscorp.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
It's now open. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, right in front of Premier Arms on Green Street. You got to see the selection. Newly expanded, the gold, the diamonds, the silver, the gemstones, the local artists, and of course, that watch collection. Guys, you got to trust me on this one right here. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or find them online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what forecasters are saying about severe weather chances, what the Pacers are saying about their chances of winning an NBA title, and why gas prices may not soar despite the Middle East being in a war. After Fox News, you are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis on a Tuesday morning. It's 7 o'clock.
He's no longer in Canada. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump left the G7 summit early, arriving back in Washington a few hours ago to deal with the Israel-Iran conflict at the White House, where Fox's Mark Meredith reports.
He wanted to make sure he could have secure communication with his staff. The president says Iran should tread carefully, not do anything to endanger U.S. troops or civilians living in the Middle East. He also doubled down on his belief that a nuclear Iran is not an option. On Truth Social, on his way back to the White House, he also posted, he said, "I have not reached out to Iran for peace talks in any way, shape, or form. If they want to talk, they know how to reach me. They should have taken the deal that was on the table, would have saved a lot of lives."
In another Trump post, he warned everyone in Tehran to evacuate. And as the Israeli attacks continue today, they're targeting more than just the nuclear sites in Iran.
The IDF claims to have killed Ali Shadmani, Iran's newly appointed wartime chief of staff. He was the most senior military commander closest to the Grand Ayatollah.
Fox's Mike Tobin also reports from Tel Aviv as Iran keeps firing back.
The ballistic missile attacks continue, but the numbers have decreased. We had a number of false alarms last night, and this morning a missile attack did materialize, but instead of hundreds of missiles and drones, there were tens of missiles and drones. About 4 of them did get through. We saw them impact the town of Herzliya, just a little north of Tel Aviv where we are.
But no casualties are reported. Iran's counterattacks have killed 24 Israelis so far in all. Russia have bombarded Ukraine again overnight, killing at least 15 people there.
The nighttime barrage saw drones and missiles rain down on Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, killing and injuring civilians as they slept in their beds. A 9-story residential building demolished, others badly damaged. One of the dead is reported to be a U.S. citizen.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The president cutting his trip to Canada short cancels the meeting he was supposed to have today with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. Former Senator Bob Menendez reports to federal prison today. The New Jersey Democrat has to serve an 11-year sentence for bribery and corruption. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Severe weather moving into Indiana. Your radar is clear. There are some spotty showers off to the north. 71 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, a high of 83 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02.
So we've just got some showers and thunderstorms that'll be moving through central Indiana for today.
Forecaster Casey Fuson at the National Weather Service Indianapolis says showers could happen on and off today.
Mainly that's going to be towards like the southeastern half of central Indiana, which will include Indianapolis at times, but mainly southeast of Indianapolis. We'll see more showers and thunderstorms today.
As for tomorrow,
it's a conditional threat of some damaging storms tomorrow. They'll mainly be in the afternoon to late evening.
And she says all threats are on the table, including tornadoes, and the threat level right now is 3 out of 5. The Indiana Pacers are playing from behind for the first time in the NBA Finals after losing Monday night's Game 5, 120-109 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. A tough night for Tyrese Halliburton, who's dealing with an injury.
He's not 100%. It's pretty clear. But I don't think he's going to miss the next game. And, you know, we were concerned at halftime. And he insisted on playing. And I thought he made a lot of really good things happen in the second half.
Halliburton toughed it out, playing 34 minutes, scoring 4 points. Head coach Rick Carlisle. The Finals return to Indianapolis for Game 6 on Thursday. Gunfire and bodies found lying on the ground. That's what police discovered at a crime scene in Indianapolis back in February. John Herrick reports on why they believe they're closer to solving the case.
When IMPD got to that scene on February 18th of this year, both the cops and members of the Indianapolis Fire Department say they found Cameron Clay, Quentin Price, Montel Stone, and Javion Harris, all with gunshot wounds. Indianapolis Fire Department paramedics pronounced Clay dead at the scene, but Price, Stone, and Harris all survived. On Monday, IMPD said they found the man responsible for the shooting last Thursday. His name is Christopher Highbaugh. They arrested him, and now he's charged charged with murder and robbery. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Evansville Police Department is going through a rough time right now, says its chief, Philip Smith.
We have to be transparent at all times, even when it's time to talk about things that are internal and tough matters.
And at a news conference Monday, he announced that 2 Evansville police supervisors are being criminally charged for scamming, and they were scamming the housing authority. When they were working, they actually weren't working, they were clocking in. Some speculation says gas prices will go up because of the war in the Middle East, but that may not be the case. Here's Chris Davis.
The conflict between Iran and Israel probably will not affect gas prices in Indiana as much as price cycling, which happens every couple of weeks, says Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan.
Last time I think it was $3.39 or $3.29. Prices could make that same jump up here at some point this week. But for now, that may be about as bad as it gets.
He says the price of oil jumped up about 8% last week, but it's already falling again, coming down more than 2% already. He describes the situation over there as low impact on oil at this point. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:05, traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Construction delays abound as we have northbound 65 slow after Southport Road up to the South Split. And yeah, that's because of road construction, creating a 9-minute delay as they work to widen I-65 in that area. Also, construction delay on the southwest side, westbound 465. Very slow from the White River up to Man Road, a 4-minute delay there. Southeast side crash reported on northbound 465 at Brookville Road. Has a stop and go past I-74. Eastbound lanes also slow from Emerson Avenue to Arlington Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping at Code Radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, Tony. Good morning on this Tuesday. Obviously, a gloomy and wet start for some of you here on and off. Showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder throughout the day. It's not going to rain all day, but it will be warm and muggy heading into the afternoon. Today's high, 83. Tonight, we're mostly cloudy. We should say pretty quiet, but again, very humid, a low down to 70. Wednesday, partly cloudy for much of the day. Be alert afternoon and evening. We're expecting a line of storms to race in here. Some of those storms could be on the strong to severe side with some pretty nasty winds. Wednesday's high 86. Thursday, just a few morning showers, then becoming partly cloudy. Thursday's high 81.
That's Marcus Bailey right there of Wish TV. He's a heck of a guy. Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. 70 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
$100 million. I should say that really, like Dr. Evil style. That would be better. That's the part of the $7.4 billion settlement that Indiana could receive. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. This comes from Purdue Pharma. This was announced by Todd Rokita. He is the Attorney General of Indiana. The agreement is about the impact of Purdue Pharma's aggressive marketing of opioids, fueling, quote, the worst drug crisis in U.S. history. So the settlement gets Indiana, first of all, up to that much. I'm not sure yet, as I'm going through this, what is going to determine that. According to the Attorney General, Indiana state and local governments will receive up to $100 million over the next 15 years to support efforts to combat the opioid crisis. The majority settled within the first 3 years. The family that owned it, the Sacklers, contributing $1.5 billion. Purdue, providing approximately $900 million in the initial payment. The Attorney General saying, we're ensuring that those responsible for this crisis are held accountable and that the resources are directed to where they're needed most, our communities working to heal and rebuild. I'm curious, if you take a look, 50 states, $7.4 billion, was this based on size, population? How does that number, gets moved around? I'll be curious to know what these cities do with the money. Are there rules to that? So $100 million distributed across Indiana, right? It's not that every city is going to end up with millions and millions and millions of dollars. What happens when one of those cities, one of those towns, maybe it's county, hey, this is to really, because of opioids, let's use this for roads. I just want to know, have we stopped that before it started? What will it be used for? And how do we ensure that it is used for that purpose? Hey, we'd love to use this to really work on those people affected by drug addiction. But here in Carmel, there's a really nice piece of artwork we'd like for another roundabout. So, bloop, there you go. You know what? We're just going to put it in the general fund and save it for a rainy day. Oh, look, we needed some construction work. And it turns out a member of the city council has a brother-in-law who does that kind of work. What? What did I say? You know it could happen. I know it could happen. I want to know if there's anything in place to stop that from happening. Please, we're talking about the story today. How many people are going to forget about the story tomorrow, and then the money's going to come and, like tumbleweed, all be forgotten about, and it'll just get spent as it gets spent. I know, that's cynical, right? That's Tony, you're not a cynical guy. I'm actually not. Just sometimes you know how these things are going to play. The popcorn moment coming up. Keep it here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Hey, guys, it's Rob from my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Right now, it's their home improvement season sale. What an incredible deal going on with Universal Windows Direct. If you've been thinking about upgrading your windows, now is the time to act. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. This gives you a full year to enjoy the comfort, savings, and curb appeal before you ever make a payment. Universal Windows Direct will come out to your home and do a free in-home window and energy assessment so you can see exactly where your home's losing energy and how much you could be saving. Give my friends at Universal Windows Direct a call. Schedule your free assessment and take the first step towards a more comfortable, energy-efficient home. Call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Universal Windows Direct. UniversalWindowsDirect.com, 317-659-7574.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day.
Who let the dogs out?
Find spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market, just 20 minutes north of Carmel. We're proud to bring you the freshest produce farmed right here in Indiana and across the Midwest. And don't miss our home-style fried chicken, scratch-made bakery, and a deli packed with ready-to-go favorites. Got a sweet tooth? Check out a variety of old-fashioned candies, the kind that brings back sweet memories from your childhood. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about local freshness, friendly faces, and food that feels like home. Wilson Farm Market. That's Wilson Farm Market.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
South side, westbound 465, construction delay from the White River over to Kentucky Avenue, and that's 3 minutes on the delay right now. Northbound 65 out of the south side, slows Edgewood Avenue, stop and go traffic 465 into the south split because of construction, delayed 11 minutes. Southeast side, northbound 465 grinding from 74 up to Brookville Road. Inbound 69 now slows from 116th Street to 96th. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, the time is 7:16.
Uno, dos, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Getting ready for the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher Remodeling, BOOHER, BooherRemodeling.com. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement, the basement. You're leaving it just like as this dumping area in your house. You don't have to do that. It could be a part of your house, and now is the perfect time. Call Booher today, get your free consultation, and get started, get on the schedule, get it done, get your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement ready. Because, well, you've got some life to live, and that's what it's all about. You know, very often people talk about the renovations needed in a home because they're going to sell the home. I want to talk about the renovations needed in a home so you can live in the home. It's the house you always wanted. You're going to be there. You're not moving. You want to enjoy it, and there's a way to do it. And that kitchen is out of date. That kitchen doesn't fit your new need. It doesn't fit your growing family. It doesn't fit your shrinking family. There's a whole bunch of reasons why that kitchen isn't the kitchen you fell in love with when you first bought the house or you just tolerated. With Booher Remodeling, you can get the kitchen you always wanted. The counter space, the cabinets, all of it right now. One phone call. So easy to work with. The best material, the most skilled craftsmen, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. They've done work for me. Let them do work for you as well. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Booher. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's the story you need to hear to believe, then grab your popcorn because there is more. Oh, I have a bunch. I'm not sure. I see, because there's some things I want to hit a little bit later in the show, and I don't want to like overlap on them because some people are going to think this is all talk about Israel. That isn't all talk about Israel. This is a talk about us. And a very, very strange bit of phrasing from MSNBC. No one should be shocked. You want to talk about missing the moment. This was Jonathan Lemire over there just this morning talking about, is President Trump going to work with the Israelis and engage this bombing, these bunker busters on the nuclear site known as Fordow, Fordow.
sometimes spelled Fordo. Do you need a bombing raid on Natanz, another nuclear facility? Israel wants these bunker busters that go deep into the ground, penetrate into the ground before they explode. Only the U.S. can deliver that kind of payload. Is the U.S. going to get involved? Well, President Trump is very clear that they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And he said this, that what he's looking for is not a ceasefire.
What specifically is better than a ceasefire? What are you looking for here?
And then a real end, not a ceasefire. And then
so something that would be permanent.
Yeah, or giving up entirely. That's okay too.
So he's discussing the idea of surrender of the Ayatollah. He's making the argument that he doesn't want a ceasefire. He's looking for an end to this nonsense, to this madness, to the madness of the Ayatollah, the madness of the Islamists. That's what he's looking for. You have people arguing that it is not the job of the United States to get involved in this. Israel hit Iran. Let Israel deal with it. This was MSNBC.
Yeah, that's the subtext here. There's been a real divide, particularly in the last couple of days, and it really exploded yesterday, as you said. So almost a civil war within the MAGA movement. There's the Tucker Carlson wing that is saying, don't be involved in Iran. You know, when Donald Trump first ran for office 10 years ago yesterday, he pledged to not be involved in these forever wars, no more Middle East entanglements and the like. America first, much more of an isolationist view. Then there's the other side of this. Mark Levine, Charlie, and some of the Rupert Murdoch and others members of that wing who say, no, now's the time where Iran is weak. The U.S. should be involved, if not directly, but at least support Israel's efforts. And there is a schism here, and President Trump, well aware of this schism. He, in fact, called Tucker Carlson kooky last night in a social media post after Carlson called him complicit in what we're seeing in Iran right now. And I am told by people close to the president, he's mindful of trying to satisfy both bases, and that's why we're getting a little bit of a waffling as to he's not quite sure how to navigate this very fast-moving situation in the Middle East.
This idea of schism is very odd. At every turn, the left wants to tell you that there's a schism in the political right. That the political right is not in lockstep, nay, goose step with one another is a feature, not a bug. It is the political left that is always in goose step with one another. That's what they do. I pay no attention to a train of thought from some on the political right where the key issue is Israel and Israel alone. They've shown who they are, and I don't have to deal with them because they did not have issues, for example, with the killing of Qasem Soleimani, bombing raids on Syria. Trump has made moves before, and Trump has also held back on moves before. You have the attack on the Saudi oil fields that the U.S. Do we have a part of, or was our technologies? And there was no response to Iran, and everyone, this was first term. Oh, Trump can't respond. Oh, Trump's going to lead us to war. This is all the Democrats said. That's what Tucker Carlson sounds like today, and Candace Owen sounds like today. That's what they were saying, if you remember correctly. And Trump did nothing. Trump did not respond like that. And then, of course, we were told, oh, my gosh, how could you not respond? Right? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. The idea that Trump is waffling is a very weird one. Waffling how? That he didn't say to you, this is exactly what I'm going to do, and telegraph it to the Ayatollah or anybody who might still be running a weapon system there? MSNBC is not a place to go to get an understanding of what's happening here. Certainly not an understanding of what's happening on the political right. These are the people who think they can attract young men to their party by calling them sexist. Yeah, you know what's going to get more young men to appear and vote for our party? Let's have another drag brunch. Oh, hey, Fishers, Indiana, how are you? Yes, I've seen the flyers. You're having a drag brunch. Well, if you're adults doing adult things with other adults, that's totally fine. If you're inviting kids, you're weird. You're really, really weird. No, we're not going to agree to disagree. You're weird. If you bring kids to a drag show, you're weird. That's all there is. Is there a schism? Well, I don't know. If I have a schism with the Jew-hating bigots on the political right, I'm cool with that schism. That's fine. I'm down with that. Solid. Has President Trump moved assets into the area? Absolutely. Has President Trump left the G7 summit in Canada early? He absolutely did. Did he say he wants an end to this? You just heard it. He absolutely does. Did he give warning to evacuate Tehran? He certainly did. That came last night. If you did not see that post on True Social, I shared it on my social media at Tony Katz on Twittix. Man, that's something. Schism. You mean people in the party have different thoughts on how things should be handled? Okay. Me? Well, I'll get into me coming up at 7:45. You should tune in. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
South side, stop-and-go traffic on northbound 65 because of construction. From Southport Road up to the South Split, a 17-minute delay. Also on the south side, westbound 465 slow from I-69 two-man road. Southeast side, northbound 465 loaded from 74 to Brookville Road. And on the east side, northbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from 70 up to Penn Pike. Westbound 70 slow from Shadeland Avenue into the North Split. And inbound 65 grinding from MLK down to 21st Street. Inbound 69 slow roll-off 106 down to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show, 3 o'clock this afternoon. A lawmaker has had just about enough of AES. Jeff Boggs joins us. Let's have a good time. 93 WIBC.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Stop putting screens on your gutters. If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and you're cleaning the screens. And those screens will need to be replaced. They just don't last. Pat Sullivan here. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and business, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And this is a great time of year to call Gutter Helmet of Central Indiana, because right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 15% off is good through the end of June. Restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
As a caregiver, managing your loved one's health can at times be overwhelming. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. In a moment, I'll share 3 tips to help you manage your loved one's medical care effectively.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Tip number 1, keep a list of all medications, dosages, and schedules to ensure your loved one is taking their medication correctly. Second, attend doctor's appointments with your loved one when you're able. And finally, stay organized by keeping forms, notes, and other important documents in one secure place. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joyce House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's family-owned jewelry store, is dedicated to quality and fine craftsmanship. Let them help you celebrate that special moment in your life. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Times, it's easy to lose sight of the importance of saving for the future. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling wants you to know there are simple steps to set aside dollars each month. The most important is reviewing all your monthly expenses and establishing a household budget. Need help getting started? Speak with a certified credit counselor who can help map out a plan for you. Call the NFCC at 800-388-2227. This has been a public service message from the NFCC.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024
Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP $105,195. Nautilus MSRP $60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Missile attacks in the Middle East. A line of showers to the east of downtown Indianapolis. 71 degrees on Monument Circle. A high of 83. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31.
We had a number of false alarms last night, and this morning a missile attack did materialize, but instead of hundreds of missiles and drones, there were tens of missiles and drones. About 4 of them did get through. We saw them impact the town of Herzliya, just a little north of Tel Aviv where we are. One hit a parking lot where a bus was set on fire.
That's Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv this morning, reporting on the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran.
This all comes at a time when President Trump abruptly left that G7 summit in Canada and posted an ominous message to Truth Social, concluding with the line, everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. When pressed in the gaggle aboard Air Force One, he clarified that it's always possible something could happen.
And the strikes have killed more than 200 people in Iran and wounded more than 1,200. At least 24 Israelis have been killed and over 500 injured. President Trump asked about the possibility that he would send Vice President J.D. Vance and a special envoy to the Middle East to negotiate with Iran.
I may, but I'm not sure yet. I may. Depends on what happens when I get back.
And the president suggested he's working towards something much bigger than a ceasefire. You might think with Israel and Iran having attacked each other that gas prices in Indiana would be shooting up, but Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan, says not that fast.
Ultimately, though, I think with oil prices now declining, it's a little too early to sound the all clear, but I'd be hopeful that prices at worst would get up to the mid-3s before we start to see some relief ahead of July 4.
And he says it might not get as bad as you think it might get. Dozens of children attending a Bible camp in Iowa removed as part of a human trafficking investigation.
Authorities executed search warrants and raided a church in Columbus Junction, Iowa, removing 88 children as part of a child abuse and endangerment investigation. The children were released to their parents after being questioned by investigators. There were no arrests of camp organizers. Those who ran the Kingdom Ministry of Rehab and Recreational Bible Camp are denying any wrongdoing. The Louisiana County Sheriff's Office conducted the operation in conjunction with the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services. They say the investigation is ongoing.
That's Sue Guzman reporting. Central Indiana Kroger locations are currently under negotiations. Here's Johnette Cruz.
The threat of a strike at Kroger stores across central Indiana is growing. UFCW Local 700, the union representing 8,000 Kroger workers, says new contract talks with the grocery giant have failed to produce an acceptable offer. This follows a vote where members overwhelmingly rejected the company's last proposal. In a statement last Thursday, the union said Kroger even asked them to re-vote on the same rejected deal. With strike authorization already approved by its members, the union is now gathering information on potential unfair labor practices as it decides its next move. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com.
We had 23 turnovers for 32 points. I mean, that's the game. We got to do a heck of a lot better there.
Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle says 23 turnovers led to 32 Oklahoma City Thunder points in Monday night's 120-109 Game 5 loss in the NBA Finals. He's also managing Tyrese Halliburton's leg injury, which flared up in the first quarter. Halliburton scored just 4 points.
This is a lifetime opportunity. Not many guys are going to sit, even if they're a little banged up. If you're injured, that's a different story. We'll evaluate everything with Tyrese and see how he wakes up tomorrow.
Halliburton is not making any excuses after the game. He said the team simply has to take better care of the ball.
But we really got to cut down on those turnovers. The turnovers are really killing us right now, especially in that first half. So we know we can be better there. We got to be ready to go for Game 6.
And the Pacers are down 3-2 in the series, which comes back to Indianapolis Thursday night for Game 6. The Indiana Fever are in town tonight. They take on the Connecticut Sun. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. What are you watching for us, Matt Bear?
Right now, northbound 65, a construction delay coming up from Southport Road, and then it gets worse, 465 into the South Split. And our delay at the moment is running at 15 minutes. Also looking at the south side, westbound 465 loaded from I-69 over to Kentucky Avenue because of road construction. Northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from the North Split to Meridian Penn. Inbound 65 slows from 38th Kessler down to MLK. Inbound 69 slow from 116th Street to 82nd. Westbound 465 stop-and-go on the north side from Meridian 31 to Ditch. And northbound 465 slow on the northwest side, 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
70 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
Whenever I'm out wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the marketplace, ladies, this is the purse you've always wanted. You'll be loving it. Get it? Get it? I'll explain. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Unrelated. November 5th. Save the date. Just want to put that out there that you should save the date. November 5th. November 5th, you should save the date. You should save. You should save the date. During downtime, I'm clearing my head, getting ready for what's next on the show. I find myself on Facebook Marketplace, the Marketplace segment brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your money. Go get it. Get your cash. Get your money. It belongs to you. It's waiting for you at IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Text my name, Tony. Text Tony to 46220 and get your cash immediately, if not sooner. I'm on Facebook Marketplace, and they've got cool stuff, odd stuff, weird stuff, interesting stuff, strange stuff, all sorts of stuff. I bought stuff. I've sold stuff. I've done all the stuff. By the way, Matt Bear, last week we were talking about that Bible. Well, I found this Bible. And this Bible was from 1866. I'm like, this is so cool. You know what? I will buy it, and I'll donate it to a church. And some churches reached out, and I said, hey, I'll take the Bible. We sure it's from 1866? They're like, that's what it says. I'm like, okay. And then the next thing I know, it's sold.
Well, good for you.
Someone bought the Bible out from under me.
Oh, come on.
Right? So I 100% am sure that we're the ones who got it sold. Like, that's what we do.
Heretics.
I don't know if they're heretics. They bought the Bible.
No. Okay. Well, you're right, because that would make them unheretic.
Yes. Yeah. Unhereticish. Right? It's funny. She didn't look unhereticish. So it's sold. And so now I'll have to find something else as it comes across. This will not be it, but this is interesting. Matt Bear, you are a man who is in peak physical condition. If people are watching the live stream today, they'll notice you're wearing a shirt in a child's medium.
Why, thank you, Tony.
Right? Do you want to flex for the camera right now? Just get it over with. Is he doing it, Carl? Is he doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he?
I got to flex on it. I'll make the flex noise.
I mean, look at those guns. He could be the gun guy.
Right? No, he can't. Honestly, do you want to make Guy Relford angry?
No.
No one. Carl, focus before you speak. That's all I'm telling you to do. This right here is the Happy Meal McDonald's purse. Right? It is red. It looks like it's felt. It's got the McDonald's logo. The handle is the golden arches. And when you open it up, it goes da-da-da-da-da. And it snaps together. It's got a strap. It's a McDonald's purse.
It's a reusable Happy Meal is what it is.
Kind of.
You put your chicken nugs in there, and then you can just keep using it over and over again. This is the eco-friendly McDonald's Happy Meal right here.
Right.
Fresh out.
I don't know if it's machine washable. I do know it's $55.
Boy, you put a McRib in there for $55. Just smear
Honestly,
the thing all over
if you gave me a McRib right now on air, on the live stream, I would eat the McRib. I wouldn't even waste time.
Not as fast as I would. I bet you I could out-eat your McRib.
Hold on a second. I think we have found the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, it's like our version of a Diddy Freak Off. It's a McRib off. Who can eat the McRib the fastest? Out of all of us, right? You, me, producer Carl, Kendall, Casey, Hammer, Nigel, Ethan, Tony Kinnett, the gun guy, Guy Relford. I'll even add Fingers Malloy from Eat, Drink, Smoke. Who could eat a McRib the fastest?
I would puree mine and then just chug it.
That's just...
No, I want to win. I'm a winner.
That's cheating.
I'm a winner.
The correct answer, Kevin Bowen from The Fan. It's the correct answer. I don't know why Kevin Bowen. Just
good McDonald's man. Yeah.
Are you in for this purse right here?
No, I'm not.
What?
I would buy, say I was going to Indie Rev, I'd buy it for my date and be like, here you go. You're going to look like a fashion icon with this thing. And she'll carry it by the golden arch on top of it, and I'll keep my wallet, my sunglasses, and my keys in it. We're going to Rev.
All I'm saying is, this is, of all the things that we've covered, this one isn't bad.
It's something that Melania would carry, and everybody would be like, oh my gosh, she has a McDonald's purse. Oh, she's terrible. Oh, Melania.
It's, first of all, what? Secondly, it's something Melania would carry is so great.
I love Melania so much.
She loves you.
I know. Well, really?
No.
I'm going to tweet her.
No, yeah, you do that.
I'm going to tag you, too.
No, I don't need the Secret Service at my door. I don't need the Secret Service there. Good gosh. It's there, by the way. Matt Bear's a no. I'm a yes. $55. It's just cool enough.
Wait, let me look at the inside here. Nope.
It's at the marketplace. And you can find everything we do at the marketplace over at WIBC.com. Stay tuned. We'll hear more from Matt's extra small shirt coming up in just a little bit as he's got traffic for you in 3 minutes on the fives. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Your next car, your next truck is at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And man, the selection is just nuts. And employee pricing is there for you on the full lineup of trucks and SUVs, all with employee pricing, the F-150s, the Super Duties, the Explorers, the Expeditions. And if you have a work truck, you've got a series of work trucks, have you spoken to Andy Moore Ford about your fleet vehicles? You got to check out what they have. The entire showroom they've got for your commercial vehicles, medium to heavy duty F-Series trucks, and they've got the biggest Super Duty inventory in the entire state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground, ready for you, ready for your business. Talk to Andy Moore Ford today. If you are in the business world, if you have service vehicles or delivery vehicles, you need Andy Moore Ford on your side to make sure you're running at peak efficiency, to make sure you're making more profits with more uptime and more efficiency. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. They'll help you make the switch to a new Ford easier than ever. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield. Talk to them today. Tell them Tony Katz sent you online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R, andymoreford.com.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. I've been working out there now for nearly 2 decades, and let me tell you, it works. I'm in my 70s now, and I'm doing things on the farm that I couldn't even do in my 40s. Lifting and carrying, working the way I want to, without worrying if my body can keep up. Now that's real strength. That's real results. What makes Exercise Inc. different? Well, it's the people. The professional staff, many with over 15 years of experience, know exactly how to guide me, support me, and push me to be my very strongest because they know what works. It only takes 20 minutes a week. No wasted time, no crowded gyms, just real results. If you're tired of feeling weaker, if you want more energy and strength for everyday life, give this a try. The consultation is free, and I can promise you it's worth it. Exercise Inc. It's helped me stay strong for nearly 20 years. They can help you too. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up. They've got locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, and in Fishers too. That's exerciseinc.com.
Traffic on the 5s and Matt Bear in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going on?
We are slow this morning and a construction delay. Delays on the south side. First, westbound 465, I-69 to Kentucky Avenue. That's stop-and-go traffic because of construction and a 10-minute delay. Northbound 65 slows at Southport Road to 465 and grinds into the south split. That is a 16-minute delay. Inbound 65 slow from 38th Kessler to 21st. East side northbound 465 stop and go traffic from 74 up to Penn Pike. Inbound 69 delayed 9 minutes 116th Street to 82nd. Northwest side northbound 465 slow from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
70 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
Hey, what's your favorite exhibit at the Indianapolis Zoo? Mine's got to be, hands down, the dolphin shows. They're awesome. Sun's out, animals are out. Let's make it a zoo day. The Indianapolis Zoo is the perfect summer escape, and AAA Hoosier Motor Club is helping you get there and beyond. AAA has now officially partnered with the Indianapolis Zoo, bringing exclusive new perks. Like all year long, AAA members can save up to 35% on general admission e-tickets.
Going to the Indianapolis Zoo, always a blast. Same with going on vacation. So if you're planning a summer road trip or maybe a staycation, it might be the perfect time to join AAA. Plus, if you run into trouble on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. So this summer, do yourself a favor and join AAA today. Visit AAA.com for more information about the new Indianapolis Zoo partnership and other great member savings.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
negotiate. I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal. The cities have been blown to pieces, have lost a lot of people. They should have done the deal. I told them do the deal. So I don't know. I'm not too much in the mood to negotiate.
I told them to do the deal. They didn't do the deal. And here we are now with this movement of fueling tankers and other aircraft to the Middle East, movement of aircraft carriers to the Middle East. Is the United States going to join with Israel and engage these bombings of Natanz, of Fordo, and ending the nuclear capacity and possibilities for Iran? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. The argument that, my gosh, we've been hearing about Iran being close to being a nuclear weapon for decades now, it's all just a ruse. We have heard this for 2 decades now. I won't disagree. My point is that we have not, in any level of conclusiveness, ended their ability to get a nuclear weapon. Well, it's not our job to. I disagree. So allow me to be on the record. I want the Iranian people to rise up and take down the Ayatollah. They hate him. They hate the mullahs. They don't want to live in this Islamist hellscape, and it is indeed a hellscape. I want that for them. They have to do it. When it comes to toppling the Ayatollah, this lowlife, this Islamist, this evil son of a everything, the people of Iran have to do it. When the Green Revolution took place, this was under Barack Obama, I was on the radio saying all Barack Obama ever had to do was put on a green tie, go to the microphone and say, we can't fight this war for you. But when you are free of that regime, we will be the first people with an outstretched arm to shake your hand and say, hello, friend, and be your partner in a wonderful future. I said those words. I don't change on that. I absolutely believe that to be the case and to be true. That it is up to the Iranian people to determine for themselves their future. And I want them to topple the Ayatollah. Well, people might die, Tony. Oh, well, yeah. Are we not grown-ups? People might die when toppling the oppressive regime, wherever the oppressive regime may be, an actual oppressive regime. Not some nonsense merchant in the United States screaming that America is oppressive because I didn't use the right pronoun. I don't give a damn about your pronoun, sweetheart. It doesn't mean anything to me. Get a hold of yourself. Get control of your emotions. Go live your life. I don't have to use the pronoun. That's not oppression. Stoning people to death for not wearing something that's ankle length, that's oppressive. Keeping people in torture chambers for 10 years because you don't like their politics, that's oppressive. Like what we did to people on January 6th. Oh, we don't like to talk about that? Fine, I'll talk about something else. The argument or the conversation about whether or not we work with the Israelis to destroy the nuclear facilities of Iran and prevent them finally and completely from having the opportunity to assemble a nuclear weapon is a different conversation. It's a different conversation because the idea that it has no effect on us, I argue, is silly. And the people out there claiming that this is not our problem and Iran's not doing this, I argue that that is silly. They've been doing this for 2 decades. And bit by bit and piece by piece, they've been slowed here, stymied here, stopped here, and then they have rebuilt and have recalibrated. Why are we playing this game? What is the win here in somehow pretending that Iran isn't what it is? What is the goal? I find that to be a very, very odd game to play, and I am not interested. I have absolutely no issue with the bunker busters being used by the United States, flown by the United States, and dropped by the United States on these 2 facilities, Natanz and Fordo. Now, if there is a 3rd facility that is actually a place where they're trying to enrich uranium, I have no problem with that either. Utilizing America and the American military to bomb Tehran? No. The Israelis can do that, thank you very much. Do I have a problem selling Israel hardware? Nope. Do I have a problem creating deals with Israel to get them weaponry? Absolutely not. Like I haven't had that issue with numerous other nations. But Israel could be the tip of the spear there. Thank you very much. They can. They are not afraid to be. Let them. Good on them, by the way, in protecting themselves and their futures. And I believe ending Iran's opportunity to build a nuclear weapon finally and completely and totally is right for America's future. And I support it wholeheartedly. What is President Trump going to do? I don't know. But I figured being on the record at times like these and engaging full clarity, not a bad idea. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from Southport Road into a south split. A nasty construction delay of 14 minutes. And westbound 465 south side, another construction delay from I-65 to Kentucky Avenue. That runs a 5-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Lynn just loves the summer in Indy, but she's not going to spend it painting. She called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question. We knew we were going to do it.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's not paint, it's better.
The Rhino Shield representative came, and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Now you can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
Even the people that have been a little younger than us have said they don't have to worry about getting just an everyday painter because Rhino Shield has the 25-year warranty, and we truly believe in this product.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Jim Schrader, IT Director for Lakota and SMC Trailers and Viaggio Pontoon Boats, has a solid reason for selecting Applied Innovation.
With companies, the bottom line comes to dollars and cents. It really does. And when we consolidated all our printing needs with Applied, we got rid of all these onesies, twosies desktops that we were having to take care of and got the big MFPs and strategically placed them.
And with the Applied Innovation Printing Solution,
we're saving about $25,000 a year between the three companies by doing that. And of course, everybody's like, oh, well, what if I need to print privately or this or that? You know, they've helped me set up private print, direct print, coded print, all that stuff.
You're sold on Applied Innovation.
If you're looking for great service, attentiveness, and a fantastic product, Applied is the place to go. Applied is Johnny on the spot, literally.
Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedyinnovation.com.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Guys, looking for a Father's Day gift that will give Dad an extra boost of health and energy he needs to live his best life? Low T Center is offering free weight loss consultations and free T tests as a special offer celebrating dads. Treatment is personalized and most major insurance is accepted.
With the freedom to choose in-center care or at-home treatment, you're helping put Dad back in control of his health. Now, until the 21st, enjoy a free B12 shot when you stop in for TRT and weight loss. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Row,
road trip. This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas.
Then it's off to Rome,
Georgia.
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what forecasters are saying about the chance for tornadoes tomorrow, why the Indiana Pacers say they may have missed an opportunity, and what gas analysts say your fuel prices will be as the war continues in the Middle East. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 8 o'clock.
He's back at the White House a day early. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump returned before dawn after leaving the G7 summit in Canada to deal with the Iran-Israel conflict, telling reporters on Air Force One it is not to work out a ceasefire like French President Macron says.
I didn't say I was looking for a ceasefire. That was Emmanuel, nice guy, but he doesn't get it right too often. But we're not looking. We're looking for better than a ceasefire.
Now, the president posted on Truth Social, if Iran wants peace talks, they know how to reach him, adding they should have taken the deal on the table. The president also repeated that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, urging everyone in Tehran to evacuate immediately as Israel keeps attacking. That's the moment Iran State TV was bombed, and while that reporter ran off the set,
one woman was killed by that airstrike. Israel did send warnings into the area surrounding the State TV building, telling people to evacuate the area. State TV did get back on the air from a remote location.
Another attack killed Iran's top military commander, who had just replaced the last one Israel killed 4 days ago. Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv also reports.
The ballistic missile attacks continue, but to quote an Israeli military official who just spoke a short time ago, the attacks have not been as impactful, and we certainly haven't seen the same kind of numbers. There were a number of false alarms last night. This morning, a missile attack did materialize, but as opposed to the hundreds of missiles and drones that we've seen incoming before, there were about 20. 4 missiles did get through.
But no casualties were reported. Prior attacks have killed 24 Israelis. Russia bombarded Ukraine overnight with hundreds of drones and missiles, killing at least 15 people, most of them in the capital, Kyiv. California's attempt to end President Trump's deployment of National Guard troops to Los Angeles gets a hearing in an appeals court today. That court temporarily blocked a judge's order to undo the deployment, saying the president exceeded his authority, using the troops to deal with destructive protests. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Tomorrow's storms could bring multiple threats. No threats right now. Scattered showers off to the northeast of downtown Indianapolis, where it's 71 degrees. We're going up to 85 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02.
It will depend on how all the, what we say, ingredients come together. The timing of storms, the timing of the instability, the conditional threat of some damaging storms tomorrow. They'll mainly be in the afternoon to late evening.
That's forecaster Casey Fuson at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis, talking about the chance for severe weather on Wednesday.
Damaging winds is going to be the main threat, but we can't rule out a tornado somewhere in the region, hail, and then we also have a threat for localized flooding.
And Fuson says on a scale of 1 to 5, we're at about a 3. She says you can expect rain on and off today, but nothing severe. A 120 to 109 loss in Game 5 of the NBA Finals for the Indiana Pacers last night in Oklahoma City against the Thunder. Tyrese Halliburton only 4 points, but he's dealing with the right leg injury.
I was not great tonight by any means, but it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can walk, then I want to play. So
and the series now 3-2 in favor of Oklahoma City. Game 6 right here in Indianapolis on Thursday. Some speculation says gas prices will go up because of the war in the Middle East, but that may not be the fact. Here's Chris Davis.
The conflict between Iran and Israel probably will not affect gas prices in Indiana as much as price cycling, which happens every couple of weeks, says Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan.
Last time, I think it was $3.39 or $3.29. Prices could make that same jump up here at some point this week. But for now, that may be about as bad as it gets.
He says the price of oil jumped up about 8% last week, but it's already falling again, coming down more than 2% already. He describes the situation over there as low impact on oil at this point. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Child exploitation charges are just some of the charges faced by the former Shelbyville School Board Vice President David Finkel. The FBI kicked in his door yesterday. He's sitting in jail right where he should be. Corrupt business influence and misconduct are two of the charges faced by two Evansville Police Department supervisors. Here's John Herrick.
Those two are Sergeant William Shirley and his wife Stacy Shirley, who's a lieutenant. At a news conference Monday afternoon, Evansville Police Chief Philip Smith said they both would say that they would clock in at the Evansville Housing Authority and Dillard's at times this year, only they weren't actually doing any work for those companies.
It did not take long to find discrepancies with dates that they were turning in to EHA for payment.
Smith says they interviewed both of them, looked at their departmental schedules, and examined GPS, among other things, to find out that they were both lying. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Fever are back at home tonight against Connecticut. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the fives. Here's Matt Baer.
Northbound 65 south side delayed by 17 minutes from Southport Road to 465. That's because of construction. Another construction delay on the south side. It's westbound 465 from Harding over to Kentucky Avenue, delayed 16 minutes. The right lane is blocked. Eastbound 70 dragging from Tibbs Avenue into the south split. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic before the White River 221st Street. Southbound 65 70 slows from the north split down to Fletcher Avenue. That's delayed 3 minutes. East side, northbound 465, slow from 70 up to Penn Pike, and inbound 69, delayed 7 minutes from 116th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, Tony. Good morning. We're dealing with some on and off showers here. A few downpours also this morning. I think that's going to be the theme for the rest of the day. We'll go mostly cloudy with pop-up showers, even a few thunderstorms this afternoon. It's going to be super humid as well. Today's high, 83. Should start to dry out once the sun sets after 9 o'clock tonight. Mostly cloudy, muggy overnight, a low down to 70. Wednesday, partly cloudy, a bit warmer, still super humid. A lot of your Wednesday is going to be dry. Be on alert for a line of storms for the late afternoon and evening hours tomorrow. Some of those storms could be severe. Gusty winds will be the primary concern. Wednesday's high 86. Some leftover showers Thursday morning, and then we'll see partly cloudy conditions Thursday afternoon with highs around 80.
That's Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. Marcus, as always, thank you. Right now, we've got ourselves 70 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
So now even the IBJ calling for the resignation of Joe Hoget. Good. Welcome to the party. Glad you're here. Now, if we can get some other people coming along, that would be great. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Also reporting that a group out of California They are going to move to Fishers. They're going to employ 120 people over the next decade. Well, welcome to you too. How you doing? I'm Tony Katz. Would you like a lunch recommendation? We can do that for you. Fishers has many fine spots to enjoy a wonderful meal, from the great people at Hughes Culinary who bring you HC Tavern and 1933 Lounge to an ever Indiana classic, Greek's Pizza. Full disclosure, I do work with them, and a host of others. We also have Topgolf and IKEA to take care of all your entertainment and shopping needs. Fishers. Good. Honestly, how have I not been hired by Scott Fadness already? What are we even waiting for here? I should be the spokesperson for Fishers. Fishers, Indiana. The place is fantastic. Keep an eye on the local schools. Fishers, one eye open. Is that not it? Did I not? I thought I had it. I thought I had it. By the way, Fisher, if you haven't seen what they've done on 116th, bravo. Absolutely spectacular. A rebuild with character, all in. That is what you want. I'm very, very pleased. Drove by the other day. I was like, this is good. And yes, a lot of people doing a lot of rebuilding, and certainly Westfield, and certainly places to the south. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Thrilled to see it. And then there's this. Le Peep. They're the breakfast place. You ever been to Le Peep, Matt Bear? You ever done the Le Peeping?
Have I done the
some
what?
Le Peep. Le Peep. It's French for the breakfast.
Oh yeah. That's the fast food restaurant place that you sit down at.
It's not, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. It's Le Peep. I know what a Le Peep is. I've been to a Le Peep.
So Le Peep is out, but a bunch of the former locations are going to remain these breakfast lunch places called Maple. So Carmel, Speedway, Greenwood, West Lafayette. That's what's going on. So I don't know. Why did they, can I ask, did the franchise go out? Did they just decide they're going to run these stores and someone came in and bought them? I'm curious to see how this happened. It's always interesting when someone's like, we're not starting a new group. We're just buying a different group. It's very, very interesting how this happened. So they're staying open. So if you're a Le Peep person, they're still there. And then have you ever been to the First Watch, Matt Bear? You ever had the First Watch breakfast?
No, I have not. No.
All right, so they're out there. And then there's the broken eggs. There's a bunch of broken egg things going on. You know what we don't have here at this show?
What?
The official breakfast place of Tony Katz in the Morning News.
Well, what are we waiting on?
I don't know. What are they waiting on?
Right.
Honestly, how is it possible that no one has said, we demand to be the official breakfast spot, the official breakfast location of Tony Katz in the Morning News?
Can it just be a donut house, or does it have to be breakfast?
Who's coming to the table with the best deal? I mean, do you want WIBC Morning Show love or not? Who wants to be a part of this? Just seems to me like it's an opportunity waiting.
Let's get a smoothie place. That's a great idea. Smoothies for breakfast work. You go for your run, you have a smoothie. Yeah, it works. Puree of fried egg. You know.
By the way, according to producer Carl, the switch over to Maple is just Indiana, and it's to recognize that in the early 1900s, no one made more maple syrup than Indiana. And then the Canadians came in and said, knock it off, eh, hosers? And that was my impression. That was my impression of Justin Trudeau and Arcade Fire.
Bravo.
And so that now it's called Maple. Well, I think it's a cool name for a place.
I think it's a great name. It's better than Le Peep. It
Right?
is. Maple just makes you think of a hot stack of hotcakes and, putting maple syrup. And Le Peep just makes you think of a chicken. So
Yeah, but they're pancakes, not hotcakes.
what's the difference?
The difference is one way you sound like an adult, and the other day you sound like a freak.
We're talking about actually making the pancake as opposed to putting the toaster.
Wait. If the job is to pull the pins and throw the grenades, I'm all about it. On this show, we say pancake, not hotcake, and we say soda, not pop. Fight me.
Flapjack.
I will punch you in the neck.
Sody pop.
I can live with flapjack and sody pop. I'm fine with that. The point is, we don't have an official breakfast place. And yeah, it could be a donut place. I mean, I honestly don't know what the people are waiting for. But,
I'm thinking Yoke. Yoke's it's got a couple of locations downtown. It's really good.
We're right here.
Let's go.
We're right here.
Let's go.
Right here. We could be talking about you right now.
Get to gas stations. Gas stations have little things you can buy in the morning, before you go to work and have a breakfast.
Right here.
No? Why not? You said if they bring the money, bring the money.
I didn't say no. It has to be right. Oh, we have the first right of refusal. We could say no to you.
Right.
That's right. We have standards. Well, I have standards.
Yeah,
you can get mad easy.
Speak for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna talk about Mark Dietel right now, and then we're gonna do traffic. You cool with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you stick around. Home sales activity is good, but not great. So many homes, if improperly marketed, are just sitting on the market. You hire the wrong sales agent, it's going to cost you time and money, guys. You need to hire the expert who maximizes equity and sells fast. The expert realtor, that's Mark Dietel. Maybe you're worried with this challenging market, you won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Dietel is the real estate expert, trusted and recommended. The real estate expert that you need to speak to about the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Kevin and Angela in Greenwood said the big home was too much and it was time for Dad to move into a maintenance-free community, but we needed cash from the home to fund the change. We reached out to the Mark Dietel team, who helped with the entire process from selling belongings to prepping the home for maximum value. We went on the market and sold for $5,000 over asking price in less than 7 days. Talk to the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. That's Mark Dietel. Talk to Mark today. Good guy. You're going to enjoy it. 317-755-4232. For all the details, give him a call or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com. Matt Bear, traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matt?
Northbound 65 on the south side, stop and go traffic from 465 up to the south. Split an 18-minute delay through that construction. Construction delay number 2 on the south side, westbound 465 from 69 to Construction Avenue A to Kentucky Avenue. Could be Construction Avenue. That's a 13-minute delay. Inbound 69, stop and go before 106th Street, 282nd for a delay of 5 minutes. East side, good morning. Northbound 465, slow from 74 up to I-70 and then into Lawrence on northbound 465. Stop and go traffic from I-70 past Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Tired of feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Visit ExpressPros.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:17.
Pat Sullivan here with exciting news from my friends at Hope Plumbing, now known as Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hope now offers plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services, bringing total comfort to your home. No more dealing with multiple home service memberships. For only $8 a month, Hope is now your one-stop for safety and maintenance inspections and so much more. Make sure you're prepared for those Indiana summer heat waves with an AC tune-up by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE.
Lately, the market has been making some big moves, and not all in the right direction. If you've been watching the numbers and wondering what it all means for your retirement, you're not alone. At Howard Bailey Financial, we plan for times like this. The truth is, a volatile day on Wall Street can feel a lot different when you're getting closer to retirement. That's why right now is the right time to take a fresh look at your portfolio, and Howard Bailey can help. Are you taking on more risk than you realize? Are you diversified in a way that makes sense for where you are in life? Find out today with the help of our free Market Volatility Guide. Visit retirewithpurpose.com to download your free guide and learn more about what market shifts may mean for you. That's retirewithpurpose.com. Together, let's make sure your plan is built to weather whatever comes next. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
A million people have self-deported. Is that the right number? This is what the New York Post reported. Sometimes if I think about it, I think that number is high, and then sometimes I think that number is outrageously low. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Good to be with you. Based on government data, the Center for Immigration Study, our Andrew Arthur reporting here, estimates there are 15.4 legal aliens in the U.S. That's a 50% increase in the amount of illegal aliens. Now, I've heard some people say 20. Of course, some people like to use just that 11 million number. That's splitting the baby, right? I'll go with 15. Whatever you want to say. So what they have done is looked at those people who have taken advantage of this opportunity to utilize the app, the CBP One app. Oh, I could just set a time to be able to get my trial to enter the country. Oh, 7 years from now, sure, great. Boop. 5 years from now, terrific. Boop. 3 years from now, all right. Boop. And then they get to stay in the country for that amount of time. Of course, it was a maddening concept that the Biden administration put forward there, letting these people set their own deals. So Trump said $1,000 if you leave, because his argument was it costs $17,000 on average to deport somebody. I think it's money well spent, but okay, $1,000 is less than $17,000. The self-deportation. Wall Street Journal calculates a decline in the immigration population of 773,000 people in the first 4 months. This being the first 4 months, of course, of the second term. Washington Post says 1 million foreign-born workers have exited the workforce since March. Foreign-born workers. Did you catch that? That's how they wordplay. You meant illegal immigrants, foreign-born workers. Oh my gosh, we're such a bigoted country. We're such a bunch of xenophobes. No, foreign-born workers is not the story. There's an old woman crossing the street. She's got her walker and she's crossing the street and she's going slow because she's older and the knees don't work and the hips don't work and her balance isn't great and the gait's not terrific. She's got the walker. A car is coming fast. The guy is texting or whatever the situation is, and he's going fast. and he's going fast. He's going to hit this old woman, and there you are standing on the side there. You're standing at the corner, and you realize this is happening, and you run over and you grab the woman and you push her out of the way from the speeding car, and the speeding car goes by, and her life is saved. And the next day, the papers write the headline: "Man pushes woman in street." Is that what happened? That's what the Washington Post is doing right there. That's the bias. That's the fraud. But this idea of basically 800,000 to 1 million people have self-deported, is that number low or is that number high? And I think about it one way. I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. Could you get 1 million people every 4 months? So basically, could you get 2 to 3 million people to self-deport every year of your administration? That's not bad. That's a solving of an issue. Not perfect, but not bad. Curious to see what the next 4 months will bring. And the Senate seems to be making some moves on the one big beautiful bill. But it seems that the sticking point, because it turns out that John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, wants to get this back to the House so this could be on President Trump's desk by July 4th. We'll see. One of the sticking points of the one big beautiful bill is SALT, state and local deductions. So you've got Republicans in the House who want to increase the SALT cap. If the cap is the $10,000, which Trump set it at back in 2017, you can't deduct over that. So people in these blue states, especially, are paying more taxes. They have less deductions they can take, but that cap was put in. The House sent it to the Senate with a cap of $40,000. The Senate is saying, yeah, that dog won't hunt, mostly because the senators who are up for re-election aren't from those states, and so they want to keep it at $10,000 so they don't have this overrun for these tax cuts that we're going to codify, and therefore you have things more in line. So now House Republicans are going to have to look at this and be like, whoa, how are we going to live with this? How are we going to go back to our constituents with this? How do we deal with this one? And I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how the House is going to get people on board with just a 10K. And maybe this means the Senate has got to make it 25K. I'm not saying it shouldn't be the 10K. I'm saying that this, as the sticking point, all politics are local, boo-boo. This one proves it. Right now, Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
East side, northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from Brookville Road up to Penn Pike. And then looking at the south side, construction delays. One on northbound 65, Edgewood Avenue to the south split. That's 18 minutes on the delay. Westbound 465 delayed by the construction in the right lane, and that's stop and go from I-69 to Kentucky Avenue. 9 minutes on that delay. Inbound 69 stop and go, 116th Street to 82nd. Northbound 465 on the northwest side, a little bit slow after 86th Street to 865. Southbound 65 slow from MLK to 21st. And southbound 6570, another construction delay, this one downtown, and it runs 4 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Film director John Waters says the movie business is over.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Who are they? Well, they're a sister company of Rhino Shield, and Premier Deck Coating is the product you need if you're tired of applying the same old stain and paint every couple of years to your deck. It's Terry, Stacy, and David and I have a deck that's probably 25 years old. The countless hours and the money that we spend on maintaining that deck never ends. And then we heard about Premier Deck Coating. family owned, based right here in Indy, and they are going to completely transform our deck with their special formulated product, which repels moisture, scratch resistant in virtually any color that we want, and backed by a 10-year guarantee. No more spending time staining or painting every year. Premier Deck Coating will keep our deck looking great for years to come. Premier Deck Coating can also do fences and pergolas too. For a free quote, call 317-696-4071 or visit premierdeckcoating.com.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Brett.
We did Galaxy for the sidewalks and also the porch. The porch had a few pits. Galaxy said that was no problem.
Home or business, Galaxy Concrete Coatings got you covered.
Obviously with the front sidewalk and step, so we didn't worry about any kind of slipping. You know, you're concerned about that after rain. And then when it did dry, it didn't spot, it didn't stain. It was just like it had been done yesterday.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
One thing that my wife commented on was how easy the Galaxy coating swept versus just the bare concrete.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
We moved here recently. I didn't even think twice about calling anyone else but Galaxy to come do this house.
As a caregiver, managing your loved one's health can at times be overwhelming. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. In a moment, I'll share 3 tips to help you manage your loved one's medical care effectively.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Tip number 1, keep a list of all medications, dosages, and schedules to ensure your loved one is taking their medication correctly. Second, attend doctor's appointments with your loved one when you're able. And finally, stay organized by keeping forms, notes, and other important documents in one secure place. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
It was a political assassination. Your radar is clear. It's 71 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. The showers that were off to the east of downtown have moved on and moved out. A high of 83 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. Minnesota police say Vance Belter is charged with shooting multiple political leaders and their spouses this past weekend.
Belter actually attempted to kill 2 other state lawmakers between the shootings at Hoffman's home in Champlin and killing the Hortmans in Brooklyn Park. This all started about 2 a.m. Saturday morning. That is when police say that Belter showed up at State Senator John Hoffman's home in Champlin. He was wearing a lifelike silicone mask, impersonating a police officer. He shot Senator Hoffman 9 times. His wife, Yvette, 8 times. Amazingly, both survived. But from there, investigators say Bolter went to the home of a state representative who lived in Maple Grove. Luckily, no one was home because they were on vacation.
And that's Bill Keller of Fox TV affiliate KMSP reporting. President Trump is back at the White House this morning.
After cutting his trip to Canada short, the president making it very clear he does not believe in any uncertain terms that Iran should have any nuclear weapon capabilities. But the president was in Canada meeting with many world leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron. And while he was there, the president signed on to an agreement calling for peace in the Middle East, but also was critical of some comments that Macron made. Macron was suggesting that the reason that Trump was heading back to the U.S. was to create a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Trump put out on Truth Social, publicity-seeking Macron of France mistakenly said that I left the G7 to go back to D.C. to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Wrong.
That's Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. You may be wondering where gas prices will be at given the war in the Middle East going on right now for Indiana.
So ultimately, we probably will see a little bit of a jump again, but it will be back to the number that we saw just last week, probably in the ballpark of $3.29 to $3.39.
That's Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan, talking about oil prices have already started coming down. Murder and robbery are the charges against a man from Indianapolis. John Herrick explains why.
In a Monday news release, IMPD confirmed that they arrested Christopher Highbaugh this past Thursday for shooting 4 men back on February 18th of this year on the northwest side of Indianapolis. They believe he killed Cameron Clay and left Quentin Price, Montel Stone, and Javion Harris all injured. Price, Stone, and Harris were taken to hospitals with gunshot wounds, and they ended up surviving. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The NBA Finals have been nothing short of amazing, not only for Hoosiers, but for people who love Indianapolis.
Anybody who's been in or around downtown these last few weeks for any of these games, whether it's the NBA Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, whatever the case might be, the energy is electric and people are spending money.
Gary Dick from Inside Indiana Business speaking with Tony Katz on Monday. And sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com.
He's not 100%. It's pretty clear, but I don't think he's going to miss the next game.
That's Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle speaking Monday after a 120-109 loss in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, giving an update on guard Tyrese Halliburton's health.
He insisted on playing, and I thought he made a lot of really good things happen in the second half, but he's not 100%. There's a lot of guys in this series that aren't.
And the team says Halliburton aggravated a leg injury in the first quarter.
I've worked my whole life to be here, and I want to be out there to compete, help my teammates any way I can. I was not great tonight by any means, but, it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can, walk, then I want to play.
Halliburton finished with 4 points in 34 minutes. Pascal Siakam spoke afterward about the three-pointer that he hit in the fourth quarter that cut the Oklahoma City Thunder lead to 2.
Even with the game that we had, we still put ourselves in the position at that point. We got to take care of that, rebounding or, just 50-50 balls. we got to come up with it. And, just that fast, it kind of went away from us.
And the Pacers trailed that best-of-7 series, 3-2, Game 6 here in Indianapolis Thursday. And the Fever are at home tonight against Connecticut. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go. And at WIBC.com at 8:35, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Southeast side, northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic before Brookville Road past Penn Pike. Also a crash in that delay. It's at Washington Street. South side, construction delays. Northbound 65 from 465 up to the south split. That's stop-and-go traffic through the construction with a delay of 15 minutes. Westbound 465 also really slow because of construction. Right lane closed. And we're slow from I-69 to Kentucky Avenue, delayed by 8 minutes. Northbound 465, northwest side slow, 86 to 865. Inbound 69 slow, 106 Street 282nd. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Dow futures down 178. NASDAQ futures down 83. Oil prices $73.25 on the West Texas crude. It had been higher. Came down a little bit up with the word yesterday about U.S. Air Force tankers, other planes heading to the Middle East. Concerns of maybe the United States getting involved. Bring things up a little bit. $73.25 on the West Texas crude. The Brent crude coming out of the ocean, $74.89 a barrel. The 10-year Treasury holding really at 4.40. Then I saw that retail sales were down 0.9% in May. The expectation was 0.6. We'll dig into this as well. Then we come to the Indy Star, because producer Carl had said to me, hey, did you see the story about Rokita, the Attorney General? I'm like, no, which story? Rokita, first state Attorney General to threaten private colleges over DEI, echoing Trump with Harvard. So we're talking about Notre Dame, Butler, DePaul, questioning the legality of their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, floating a potential legal challenge. If the Indy Star wants to discuss this as culture war, they're certainly more than welcome to. DEI is pure outright bigotry. It's all it's ever been. So how really ridiculous I found it. Insulting, not ridiculous. Sad. When I see this opinion piece from Sadia Khatri. I'm sorry, Khatri, Khatri. Forgive me for the mispronunciation. Indy's Juneteenth events feel urgent as conservatives censor Black history. What censoring are you referring to here? I put forth to you it doesn't exist. Juneteenth, June 19th, is when slaves in Texas learned that they were free. I am one of the people who argues that anything that celebrates freedom and the recognition that Democrats were desperate to keep slaves is a good thing. We should celebrate such moments. This article talks about attacks on Black history. There has been an onslaught against accurate depictions of history, especially Black history. Anti-DEI rhetoric has permeated almost every aspect of American life, extending to history. What are you referring to here? What possibly are you referring to? If you're talking about museum exhibits, as you write, programs focused on racism that distort historical narratives, well, if you argue that the 1619 Project is accurate, you would be mistaken. America was not built on racism, not built on the joys of slavery. This is a lie. And I've got the historians on my side. So I think it is important to ensure that that so-called historical narrative is disrupted, because it's not a historical narrative. It's an absolute fiction. They continue, Trump and the broader conservative movement have been pushing back against what they perceive as efforts to replace historical facts with false ideologies for the purpose of sullying America's reputation and shaming citizens. But by eliminating discussions of slavery and racism, conservatives censor history. This is untrue. We should be discussing all of history, the good, the great, and the bad, and the ugly. And we can state quite clearly that we should be a country teaching about the Tulsa Race Massacre. 1,000%. We should not be teaching that America is a bigoted place, built on bigotry, built on hate, built on racism, and that some people are always racist and some people are always oppressed. We shouldn't be teaching any of that, because it's not true. It is historically inaccurate. It's false. It's a lie. It's propaganda. And I don't know why anybody would be in favor of such a thing. Then I learned that Fishers High School has a club called Future Black Leaders. I have questions. Fishers is a predominantly white community. So to have so many people show up as allies and support us as Black students, I think has been a really heartfelt way for us to get engaged in the community. These are high schoolers. I'm not here to yell at a high schooler. I will say this. Are you telling me you weren't engaged in the community? Are you telling me that every day you saw in Fishers, Indiana, people treating you peculiarly, oddly, strangely, because you're Black? Show me where this is happening so I can stand shoulder to shoulder with you. Tell me who. Tell your parents who. Tell somebody who. Where was this taking place? Or is this just the kind of thing you say? And it isn't happening. To call Fishers bigoted, to call Fishers residents what? Because it's predominantly white? Are you saying that you were somehow ostracized, attacked, bullied, threatened, left out because of the color of your skin? Can you tell us where, please? I'm asking the high school student this. Is this the kind of thing you've experienced, or is this the kind of thing you say? And where did you learn to say it? I am most curious as to about how this works. Something interesting in the piece discusses the idea of the family. And one person stating, we understand how powerful the family system is when you're talking about fighting against anti-blackness. Now, I have no idea what they mean by anti-blackness. But you know who supports the family? Conservatives. The family unit being intact. The family unit having a mother and a father. The family unit having the component pieces that allow it to thrive. Not the disillusion of the family. Not the failures of families not having fathers in them for decades. And the result that we see. The conservative is the problem. I reject the premise. And I must say to you, my gosh, what an awful and shameful thing to say. What an ahistorical thing to say. What a lie. When you celebrate black freedom, you're actually celebrating collective liberation. With all due respect, when you're having a conversation about liberation, very much seems like you're having a conversation about communism and the India Liberation Center, etc. But when you celebrate freedom in general, you're doing good work. That makes sense. This is a very, very odd piece of writing. This is, hey, it's Juneteenth. Let's throw bombs at conservatives. Let's throw bombs at white Hoosiers. Let's just claim that everybody is once again a racist when that's not the case. It's not the case. The teaching of all of our history, the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly, I'm all in. I am all in. This article is not accurate as I see it, this opinion piece. And I believe this is an opinion piece that is meant solely and exclusively for the author to say, hey, look at me. I'm special. Well, special is one word for it. Matt Bear has traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matthew?
East side, northbound 465 slows from Brookville Road up to Penn Pike. There's a crash in the middle of that. It's at Washington Street and over on the shoulder. South side, construction delays northbound 65, loaded from 465 up to the south split. That's a 10-minute delay. Westbound 465, still at that construction zone until 10 a.m., I'm told. And this slowdown runs from I-69 past Man Road. Crash on the west side, it's Washington Street at Girls School Road. Also, looking at inbound 69, slows up from 106th Street to 82nd. Southbound 65, stop and go from MLK to 21st. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP $105,195. Nautilus MSRP $60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
You support them. Who supports you? Matt Bear and Ryan Hedrick provide insight, encouragement, and resources to help you navigate a loved one's recovery on the Supporting Sobriety podcast. Listen and get support wherever you get your podcasts.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Applied Innovation customer Alicia Staley, office manager for McEnany Roofing, has reduced dependency on paper with a document management solution from Applied Innovation.
So it makes looking for documents pretty much effortless.
With this paperless solution and improved workflow, you recommend Applied Innovation?
Oh, yes. I like to talk to a lot of different people. I'm the social butterfly, so as much as I can spread how wonderful they are, I definitely do. And I've never had such prompt customer service and care like this with any other company.
Your slogan, Innovative Solutions Since 1985, is perfect for your Applied Innovation partnership.
There's a lot of benefits. I have to say, number one, definitely a great partnership. Two, financial-wise, we have saved a lot of money by signing up with Applied Innovation.
Start your partnership and save money. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com. Pierce Jewelers is the best family-owned jewelry store in Carmel. All jewelry and watch repair, appraisals, and custom design are done in-house. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Oh, come on! I can see it. Oh. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that TV theme song? Here's how we play. Here's how we play our game. Producer Carl, I got it, picks a theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. I'm putting my money down. I'm putting my marker down. You know what? I'll ask Matt Bear just because it's fun. Matt Bear, phone a friend. What is this television theme song?
This is one of those Captain Kirk shows.
Right.
Come on, man.
This is the theme song to Moonlighting. Kathleen got it in the chat room. Good on you, Kathleen. Yeah. Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd. In case you're curious, who is in the show right there? Sybil Shepherd. So it was Settle Down.
Thank you, Carl.
Oh, that was a Carl sound effect? That's not what I thought that was.
Yes. Yes, it was.
It's not what I thought that was at all or in any way. So with all of that, that is just another round. Of course, we have all of them listed. All of the TV theme songs we've done are over there at WIBC.com. Let's see. What else do I have? So Tony Katz today is coming up at noon. Are we going to war with Iran? I don't think that's the case. Are we going to possibly drop some bunker busters on these nuclear facilities? I think it's possible. Do I have an issue with that? No. the people making the argument, all we ever hear is that Iran's close to a nuclear weapon. It's just a ruse and it's a nonsense. It's a ploy. No, I believe it's been true. And we've never done the work to end their ability to do us harm. Let's end it. Well, now that's forever war. No. Also, you get into the argument of Iran and how they were run, and then did the CIA get involved, and then that led to leadership and anger amongst the Iranian people and allowed for the revolution in 79 that brought in the Ayatollah. And one of the more interesting conversations that we never seem to have is not that, hey, do we learn anything from history? But rather, does everything always work out the way you want it to? This is not excuse time, but rather, what are we dealing with right now? There is a belief, I think, call it an argument, that somehow you can get everything just to work fine if you just leave all alone. I would argue you can leave people alone if you're left alone. I don't argue poking a stick at somebody for no reason. And you can argue the history and make your claims all you choose. But here I am today, not responsible for anything that may have happened in 1954. Here I am today with an Iran that supports terrorism and supports killing Americans and pushes for this. And a nuclear weapon makes them far more unstable and harder to deal with. I have to deal with today, don't I? With an eye on tomorrow to the best of one's ability. This is the conversation we need to have. And I'm going to have it on Tony Katz today at noon. I hope to catch you there. Also, November 5th, save the date. I like that idea. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northbound 65 stop.